We're going to run through 7 clips. The first 3 will hit on how Ricardo navigates around his opponent's rear hand by bobbing down on his lead foot. Then we'll take a closer look at what's available to him after that technique. Then in the last 4, we'll be adding in how he incorporates the leaping jab rear hand, and the weave into these sequences. And a quick note on the rabbit hole I just went down. YouTube handle Torcoro23 reached out to me about a previous film study I did on Ricardo Lopez. And it got me thinking about, well, how unbelievably great he was. So I decided to do a deeper dive. Side note, I had to Google Tokoro to find out what it means. It's a Japanese word for place. So there's a little nugget of information. All right, enough of the backstory. Let's get into the weeds. Note Ricardo's head is towards his lead foot. Rosendo will commit his rear hand as Ricardo bobs straight down on his lead foot right here. And let's see that again. There's the bob. Okay, same idea. We're going to watch Ricardo do the same thing to really drive this point home. His head is towards his lead foot. Rosendo will commit his rear hand as Ricardo bobs straight down. But I want to focus on Ricardo's rear foot. Notice how he turns his toe towards Rosendo when he completes the bob right here. And let's continue through. We're going to see a second bob right here. Notice he's bobbing straight down. And let's play this back. So bob, and then a second bob. Okay, now that we got that sorted out, now let's talk about what's available after Ricardo completes the bob. So right here, he'll bob down and notice where he ends up over that lead foot. And also notice Rosendo ends up in the same position because he threw his rear cross, which means they both have access to the same patterns. In this case, Ricardo throws his lead hook as Rosendo weaves to his rear foot right here. The sequence continues with Ricardo throwing his rear cross as Rosendo pendulums off that rear foot to escape. And so here's my point. The reverse could have been true. Rosendo could have started the sequence with the lead hook and Ricardo could have weaved. Just something to chew on. And let's see that play out again. Okay, let's switch it up a bit and check out Ricardo's offense. First, we're going to take a closer look at his leaping jab. Now note, his head is towards his lead foot, very similar to the bob. He'll move his head over that lead foot right here, then spring off that lead foot, throwing out his leaping jab. Simple enough. And let's play that back. Now let's see how he puts the leaping jab together with the bob. So first, leaping jab, and notice he lands on this lead foot. That allows him to bob straight down, avoiding Rosendo's lead counter right here. Now also because he did bob down on that lead foot, his lead hand is loaded to throw a leaping hook. We're going to let this play out a little bit, and we're going to see him bob down again right here. Now, remember we talked earlier about that lead foot where he could throw a lead hook right here? Or in this case, Rosendo goes first and throws his lead hook while Ricardo weaves to his rear foot. Now, this part's wild. Primarily in this fight, Ricardo has been defending that rear hand with the bob off the lead foot or slipping in. Next, we're going to see him do a shoulder roll with a counter right hand, which is super cool right there. Now, Ricardo didn't have enough time to bob off that lead foot, so instead he rolled the rear hand from Rosendo. Let's play that whole sequence out again. Okay, let's go back to that leaping jab, but this time he's going to throw a rear cross right behind it. So head over that lead foot, leaping jab, rear cross. And let's go ahead and play that back. And the last pattern, we'll see a leaping jab, rear cross right here, then add in a bob, then weave. And let's go ahead and play that back. So that's 1, 2, bob, weave. And that's all I got.